Hi there, Dean here, Burnett. It's my second name, I always forget that. Here to talk again about my book, The Happy Brain. If you bought it, that'd be nice. It's a book, you know their work. Yeah, so brains and stuff, good aren't they? Oh, and for the record, I don't normally drink when I'm working, but today is different because I am. Got nothing else to add to that really. I mean, I like a drink as much as the next guy, assuming the next guy also likes a drink, but I'd struggle to tell you why, to be honest. I don't actually like the taste of it. I remember sort of drinking my first beer when I was 17 and just finding it unpleasant. It's like a weird cocktail of sadness, rust and wheat. It's like the tears of an abandoned combine harvester. But we persevere, don't we? People drink all the time. It's nice. It makes us happy, but despite not tasting very nice. Part of this is down to the fact that the brain doesn't really rely on taste a lot. It's like the weakest of the senses. It gets backed up and built up by the other senses a lot, like smell and sight particularly. First bite is with the eye. The food which smells and looks nicer does tend to be perceived as nicer tasting, because the brain sort of doing a lot of extrapolation from taste, which is, pardon me, technically a weak sense. We don't really do much with it. Wine tasters are studied a lot because there's no other career really which relies on taste with such acuity, but even they tend to struggle discerning between two different types of wine. And even then, like some studies have tested them tasting red wine, they all give it the good reviews, and turns out it was white wine dyed red the entire time. And that's, it's embarrassing. Neuroscientists have nothing against wine tasters, but I'd appreciate if they didn't see it that way, because also I think they might have had their revenge, because if you ever go to a neuroscience conference, the wine is always awful. So yeah, but alcohol does sort of get around the whole not tasting nice thing, because alcohol itself, the chemical, has a lot of discrete and not indiscrete, sort of prominent, powerful properties in the brain. Ethanol is a small but potent little molecule that gets everywhere and messes up a lot of the chemical processes that govern how our brain does things. It causes stimulation of the endorphin releasing neurons, the pleasure-causing chemicals, and euphoria. So our brains end up liking alcohol despite it not tasting particularly nice in whatever form it's delivered, if it is an unpleasant one. So it sort of skips the sensory step, which would explain a lot. You might have heard that alcohol is a depressant, and it is, via the GABA and glutamate systems, but the first thing it depresses are like the higher functions, the frontal lobe processes and regions like the orbitofrontal cortex, that govern things like forward planning and impulse control, analysis and so on. And these processes are the ones that make us feel worried and stressed much of the time, because we can see what's coming and anticipate bad things. So shutting them down means we relax a lot more. You don't really care if you belch during a video or something. Basically, alcohol makes us feel happier and allows us to feel happier by interfering with the brain regions that get in the way of that. There are lots of downsides though. Those complex brain regions are there for a reason. We should really stop doing that. It's like the proverbial devil and angel on your shoulder, and the angel just can't handle his drink, which is probably what you'd expect. Emotional, impulsive brain processes have more dominance now. They're sort of off the leash when you're drunk, so to speak. So you end up doing things you wouldn't normally do and saying things you never normally say if you can still speak. Some people get hit quite hard by it, because you'd probably regret them if you thought about it, but you don't think about it because you're drunk. And so that's not something that makes you happy the morning after. Doesn't have to be anything that drastic, of course. It could be something mundane yet disastrous, like if you got to plan ahead, or you sort of drunkenly went on eBay and ordered a book like this one. That would be nice. See, yeah, think, oh, that's great. I'll buy that. That's always good. But forward planning suffers when you're drunk, so you forget to do important things like